everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Steve Calloway 1 on YouTube, and we're here with Angelina Jordan. And this is Mary's writings. It's on Mozart's posted about 15 hours ago. I'll read this to you because I'm sure you probably can't read it, but I'll read it to you. Page 1, The Evening Light. The evening light was soft and golden, drifting through the trees like a whisper. I sat by the window watching dust dance in the sunlight, each tiny speck its own small universe. That night my thoughts felt heavy. The beauty I once saw in my face, in my youth, in life itself, seemed to be slowly fading away. At that moment, my spiritual guide entered, quiet, calm, carrying silence the way others carry words. He looked at me with a gentle smile and asked, "My child, what weighs upon your soul tonight?" Page 2. The question. I turned to him and said softly, "I keep thinking about endings, how beauty fades, how time takes everything, and even love seems to disappear." He closed his eyes for a moment and said quietly, "Yes, one day the beauty of you and me will turn to dust. But don't confuse the body with the soul. The soul isn't made of dust. It's made of light." All right. Let me hit the triangle and see what happens. Okay, very nice. We moved on to the next page. Page 3, The Truth. I asked him, "Then why do people chase wealth and fame? Why do they believe that gold can make them live forever?" He stepped closer, his voice deep and kind, like something that rose from both earth and heaven. "I've seen beautiful faces lose their light and kings die alone. I've seen the richest men beg for one more breath. But I've also seen a poor soul die with love in his heart, and his name still lives on. Because love doesn't die, only those who never truly loved vanish." Let's keep going. Page 4, The Awakening. Tears filled my eyes. Yeah, I'm having that going on right now, Mary. Tears filled my eyes. I whispered, "I'm afraid that one day I'll be forgotten, that nothing I've done will matter." He smiled again, the kind of smile that calms the heart. "My dear," he said, "flowers are born from dust. If you become dust in the name of love, you'll bloom again in another heart. Don't seek to live forever. Seek to be eternal in love." Elroy, you're not helping me, little buddy. Hang on a second. Let's get to the next page here. Page 5, The Reflection. I turned to the mirror. The candlelight trembled across my face. For a long time, I just looked at myself, then slowly lifted my hand and softly touched my cheek, whispering. I looked at my face, ran my hand across it, and said, "One day, the beauty of your face and mine will turn to dust. All this glow, this tenderness, this charm will fade. So what remains, if not love?" He came closer. In the mirror, I could see us both, the student and the teacher, the seeker and the truth. Page 6, The Understanding. This body is just a garment you wear for a while. When it falls away, what shines through? Your kindness, your love, your soul. That's what was always real. People chase gold and beauty because they fear being forgotten. But the most beautiful faces I've ever seen belong to those who love deeply. Even their wrinkles carried light. All right. Well, this is some beautiful stuff, man. Okay, I'm back. There's one more page. And I had this happen on the video yesterday, and I don't know what's going on. But when I click on the next page, it only stays up for a second, then it goes away. So I don't have enough time to read it. I've never read it before, so I don't know what it says. So what I did was I just took a picture on my phone. I think you can probably see that okay. And I'm going to read it from my phone so that I can get the whole thing to you without missing anything. Elroy's decided to join us on the bones. He's my accompaniment. Every breath you take in love plants a seed of eternity. Every gentle word you speak becomes a star in someone's night. And when your beauty returns to dust, the universe will remember the fragrance of your soul. I turned toward him, tears still on my face, but peace in my heart. The fear was gone, and in that stillness I finally understood. We are not born to last, we are born to shine. Written by Mary Zamani Mozarts from The Hymn of Soul and Love. Los Angeles, 2025. I don't know what that is. Omega X999 YZ006. Okay. So, let me just go through a couple of things. Let me back this up. Sorry about Elroy. Elroy's trying to help. He really is, but he's just not quite with the program on this. It's the way she says things, too, The very first part of this. The evening light was soft and golden, drifting through the trees like a whisper. It's so beautifully said, isn't it? We've all looked up at the, as the light's going away, the sun's setting, and we've seen this, but would we describe it this way? Most of us probably wouldn't even describe it this way, but it is a beautiful sight to behold. I sat by the window watching dust dance in the sunlight. Yeah, you can see that at the sunlight, at sunset time. Each tiny speck its own small universe, yeah? That night, my thoughts felt heavy. The beauty I once saw on my face in my youth, and life itself, seemed to be slowly fading away. Mary, I need to tell you something. I can't believe I'm 70 years old. I just can't believe it, but when I look in the mirror real close, yep, I'm 70 years old, all right. And I don't, most of the time, feel that way. I've got the old age aches and pains and things like that. I'm not as quick as I used to be. Don't have a memory like I used to have. But I am where I am, and I'm glad to be here, by the way. And I think I still have more to do. That's why I'm still here. So then Mary goes into a talk about her spiritual guide and how this spiritual guide helped her understand that, it isn't our physical look, appearance. It isn't how much money we have. What your soul essentially is a collective memory of who you were, how you were, and when people think about you, what do they think about? Do they think you were a jerk? Do they think you were a nice guy? Do they think you were compassionate? Do they think you loved them or somebody else or who knows who? Were you capable of love? And these are the kind of things when you think about it. It's like I think about my mother often. She passed away back in 2017, in December, and that's 8 years now. It's quite a while back, and I have her picture on my living room wall. Most of you know that. And she overlooks everything I do. She always did, always will. And what do you remember about? What do I remember about my mother? I tend to remember the lessons I learned from her. I tend to remember how she said things, her mannerisms. Oftentimes I remember the lessons I learned from my mother. Such things as she basically devoted her entire life to her kids. And even though we were older, she still did that. And she was always our mother, regardless of how old we were. And she really did devote her whole life to her kids. And it was pretty obvious, especially as you got older, you could really appreciate the lengths she went through to always be there. And I don't know if that's terribly unusual, but that's what I remember. I remember that to me is a lesson. That's how it should be, I think. So in the second page here, actually it says page 4, but there's like 2 pages on each page. The awakening. Tears filled my eyes. I whispered, I'm afraid that one day I'll be forgotten, that nothing I've done will matter. He smiled again, the kind of smile that calms the heart. My dear, he said, flowers are born from dust. If you become dust in the name of love, you'll bloom again in another heart. Don't seek to live forever. Seek to be eternal in love. Yeah, I mean, I really love these messages. I really do, because it's so true when you think about it. There are people there, there's an old saying that money doesn't buy you happiness. And I've always thought, well, it's got to be a lot easier to be miserable with money than without. Might not buy you happiness, might not quite get you there, but it sure would make things a little more comfortable as you are laboring with the journey, right? But of course, I'm joking around, kinda. Okay, not really, but it's really true. I believe what the lesson Mary's learned here and what she's teaching us. Kings die alone. I've seen the richest men beg for one more breath, but I've also seen a poor soul die with love in his heart, and his name still lives on. Yeah, it's because those that loved him, those who were close to him, remember him for being that kind of person. Let's move on to the next page. There we go. And this is pretty interesting. This body is just a garment you wear for a while. When it falls away, what shines through? Your kindness, your love, your soul. That's what was always real. Yeah, that one, when I read that one struck me right away. People chase gold and beauty because they fear being forgotten. But the most beautiful faces I've ever seen belong to those who love deeply. Even their wrinkles carried light. Yeah, that's a good lesson. And I won't bother trying to go to the next page because we won't get there, but I'll see if there's anything here I want to read to you. Every breath you take in love plants a seed of eternity. Every gentle word you speak becomes a star in someone's night. And when your beauty returns to dust, the universe will remember the fragrance of your soul. We are not born to last. We are born to shine. Boy, words to live by. Words to live by. And I think, to a certain degree, we can consciously make an effort to try to be what we're learning in this writing, to try to be one that loves unconditionally, try to be one that has how would you say it, let's say a demeanor, carry yourself in such a way that you are pleasant, you have maybe a permanent smile on your face, not a great big one, but you've got a smile there, you're a happy person. You have loved, maybe still love, and you're not afraid of what comes next. You've lived, you've touched a certain number of people with who you are. You'll be remembered, and you probably don't even worry about that if you've lived that kind of a life. But it's true. All right, guys. I could go on and keep on a rant for a while. You guys all know that. But let's get going. This is our first of 4 videos today. There are 3 brand new ones. Maybe 4 by the time I get these done. So we'll see you on the next video. It's October 31st, Halloween. And we'll see you in just a minute with another video. Bye-bye. Hello everybody, we're back with the second video for today. This is another one from Mozart's M, posted 16 hours ago. And let me read it to you, another writing, I can't wait. Dates on the Palm, written by Mary Zamani. On the quiet wall of time, a palm tree has grown. Its leaves whisper the language of the wind. Its roots rest in the calm of forgotten earth. Golden dates hang heavy, like dreams, just out of reach, like promises that drift away with the breeze. I stand beneath the tree, my hands too short, my heart reaching endlessly toward the sky. The branches shimmer, each fruit glowing softly, like a tear of sunlight on the cheek of dawn. Love speaks, let me make sure I get this right. Love speaks inside me. Distance is only the shadow of thought. And before that silent greatness, I whisper, O beloved, cool this fire within my soul, as mercy once cooled the flame of faith. My steps are weary, the road is long, yet hope still flows through the veins of the palm, and every fruit that hasn't ripened will ripen someday in the hour that love decides. Mary's writings are just so good, so great, actually. I love the messages. They're spiritual in a sense that, they're touching our soul. And that isn't, when you say spiritual, a lot of people, I think, right away start drawing boundaries. So you can make boxes to put people in. You're this kind of spiritual, you're that kind of spiritual. We're all spiritual, we're all spiritual beings, really. And Mary kind of shows us that what's important. I really like these. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I spent too much time on the first one. This is the second one. Let's go get the third one. Be right back. Okay, we're back with the third video. This one, I don't know what's going on with this one. It says it was posted 17 hours ago. Love theme from Romeo and Juliet, the Starlight Orchestra, and I don't know what's after that. Robert Byron writes, Juliet is looking really pretty here as a little Miss Draculette. Should be the belle of the ball. Well, I guess this is more more like a posing, but it's for Halloween, I guess. Let's go ahead and watch. I can't wait. Oh, that's a great costume, Angelina, but I got to tell you, the fact is, you would even look great in a potato sack. You may not know what that is, but yeah, you would look great in anything. You're really just a beautiful young lady. And I say that as your virtual grandfather, okay? You're just, you have been blessed with pretty much everything. Talent, smarts, and looks. And all of that stuff can take you wherever you want to go, I think. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's get the fourth video, and we'll see you in just a minute. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. We're back with Angelina Jordan. This is our last video for today. I know Halloween was yesterday, but What others? How come I didn't put this on yesterday? I don't know. There's something wrong with me. Let's go ahead and listen to Angelina Jordan. I Put a Spell on You when she was 9 years old, and this is the first video I ever saw of Angelina Jordan, and it was about 9 years ago. Let's go ahead and listen to this.
Because you're mine. Stop the things you do. I ain't lying. I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right
Okay, well, after this video, I was hooked. Down the rabbit hole, inspected my whole life to see what I could do better, and all that. So, by the way, that picture right there, that's a picture of Screamin' Jay Hawkins, the original creator of the song and singer of the song from back in the day. Some of you may know that, some of you may not know it, but that's who that is. And Angelina, as far as I'm concerned, Angelina took his song that he lived about, and it was about his life and a relationship and all this. She took that song and made it better. Okay, and that's just my opinion. Nothing against Screamin' Jay. He did a great job. It was a great song. But Angelina just has this magic about her. I don't know what it is. Anyway, let's move on Thanks for watching. Have a great November. Is it? Yes, it is. It's November 1st. Have a great November 1st. We'll see you on the November 2nd. November 1st is a Saturday. Bye-bye.
Because you're mine. Stop the things you do.